Red Bun Means we're live, a casual take with your boy Steven Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So I thought I'd switch the flow up today and talk a little hip hop Drake versus Kendrick beef, as I am the self-proclaimed Drake's biggest fan. I want to consistently upload on this platform, and there's just simply no sports to talk about. So here we go. Instead of taking a break, let's switch the vibes up, because this caught my attention last night, and I want to say a few words on it. So according to the IFPI Global Artist Charts, Drake comes in as the second highest selling artist in the world last year. Number one male artist, by the way, only behind Taylor Swift. And I'm looking at this list. Where is Kendrick? All the way down at number 9. Look at the big bag Kendrick barely squeaking on the list. And it's just so funny, man, because supposedly this is the biggest year of Kendrick's life. Drops a full album, song of the summer, all the K-bots are glazing him, and he still can't sniff Drake's height. In a year where I thought it's the worst year of Drake's career. Didn't drop a project, entire culture flips on him, Spotify suppressing his streams, go look it up, I'm not lying, and he still stands alone in the game. Matter of fact, I'm looking at this list, Kendrick's not even the second rapper in the world last year. It was actually Eminem. You're telling me that your guy can't outsell Eminem in 2024? And you want to talk about some Drake? What are we doing here? Kendrick will never, ever dethrone Drake. Because this is why I tell people don't listen to Twitter. Because if you listen to the internet, you would think, oh, Kendrick cooked Drake. Drake will never recover from this. And I'm like, yeah, that's just so chronically online. Because when you go outside to the real world, it's just not true. So yeah, did Kendrick win the rap battle? But to me, Drake was always going to win the war, because he is still the biggest force in hip hop. He is. And not even Kendrick, in the biggest year of his life, could come to Drake's heights and take him down. Because Drake just simply makes music that, bro, at the end of the day, you need to fire up Apple Music, pick a song. People are picking Drake more than any other rapper. And they've been doing it for the last 10 years. It's like some LeBron longevity. And I guarantee we're going to talk about his new album in a second. He will be number one this year, making it 11 years in a row. Because Drake simply makes music more people can relate to, listen to, enjoy, replay. He's got a stacked catalog. Kendrick can't get to that. Kendrick needed to tap into Drake's wave to get to these heights. Because I remember a time, just not too long ago, 2022, where Kendrick dropped the full album. He took like a 7-year break, drops an album, and yet he's not even like top 15 on those charts. But he is with Drake. He dropped Mr. Morale. But I hear people say, oh, bro, but Kendrick's not a pop star. Why are we talking charts about Kendrick? He doesn't make songs like Drake. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like 10 years ago, that might have been true. But I'm looking at Kendrick this year. The man is at the Grammys, at the Super Bowl, still dragging the most popular song. Sounds a little poppy to me. He just can't touch his side. That's what the beef's been about. They all hate that Drake is number one. ASAP, Rocky, Future, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, all of them. It's never been about taking down PDF files. It's never been about the culture. It's always been the fact that they hate that a Jewish, Canadian, biracial man who never came from the streets could be number one in this sport. That's what they don't like. So when I see that Drake dropped an album on Thursday, an album that I like, sold 250 copies, given what's all going on, I came impressed with Drake's motion. Now you might say, dude, GNX sold 50K more copies, and people call that a flop. Listen, the reason why people called GNX a flop is because it was supposed to be Kendrick's Victory Lap, Look at Me album, and yet he still sold 100K less copies than For All the Dogs, a mid-Drake album. So when I see that Drake sold 250,000 on an R&B album, when Spotify is clearly suppressing his streams, I'm not pulling this out of my butt. You can go look up the statistics on the internet, the difference between Apple and Spotify. The entire culture is passing on this album because they don't like Drake, because Kendrick said so. And he made a collab with Party Next Door, who can't even sell 100K on his own. 250K, that proves to me that, yes, Drake took a hit culturally, but give it time, people still mess with Drake more than any other rapper. So when I'm looking at these charts, man, it brings me back to like LeBron, Steph. I always compared Steph to Kendrick and Drake to LeBron. So whereas, yes, Steph did beat LeBron in the finals, But no matter how big Steph got, LeBron was always the biggest needle mover in the NBA. And that's how I feel about Drake. No matter how high Kendrick gets on the Super Bowl, wins 5 Grammys, has a song that gets a billion, it's the song of the summer, Kendrick still can't get to the heights as being a bigger needle mover than Drake. So when I see you're barely scratching in the biggest year of your career, top 10 on the global charts, not even the second rapper, where Drake, again, year after year, is in that top 3, there's levels to this. And when people freak out, they're just chronically online because the real world, you got to go play a song real quick. More people are choosing Drake than anybody. And that's why, to me, Kendrick, no matter how big he gets or got last year, will never, ever dethrone Drake. But let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everyone for tuning in this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social media. Stay updated on all things related to the show. Until next time.